Alright, we're just showing a Magpul B.A.D, kind of for left-handed operation.
What's B.A.D stand for?
Battery assist device that just kind of bolts onto the factory bolt lock and release right there. Kind of bolts around it with one Allen or Torx head little screw on it. It's kind of shaved down here and kind of angled around because I have a Norgan Ambi mag release on here, so you can still kind of get on that if you need to. Wraps around underneath, comes out the other side. So, I mean, for a right-hander, you could lock the bolt and release the bolt with your trigger finger, so you don't have to bring your. If you were right-handed here, you could just push here and lock the bolt, release the bolt. If you were to come up here, you push that up, lock the bolt to the rear. You could just release it with your trigger finger, just like that. Kind of helps for a right-hander for like malfunction clearances and stuff like that. If you were to come over here, instead of having to take your hand off and push this and operate everything like that, you can just kind of push up on it, pull that to the rear, and lock the bolt back if you needed to. But because I'm left-handed, it kind of helps me out also, because instead of having to come up here and hit the little button and push the bolt open, I can just kind of pull the charging handle back, slap the side of the receiver there, and it locks it open just like that. If I come up with a, this is an empty magazine for demonstration here, but if I were to come up with a fresh magazine, insert it, I can just hit it with my thumb, drop the bolt. I don't have to come around the other side of the receiver and slap here, or shift my firing hand up and hit the release up that away. Sometimes with the trigger finger it's good, sometimes it takes a little bit more stress and you got to kind of flex into it a little more. This makes it easier. You can just come up with a magazine, hit it, drop the bolt, so it's pretty quick. One thing I've kind of noticed is it's a little harder to use the Norgan with this in the way, even though it kind of curves out around it. I mean, you can still come onto it, hit the release and drop the magazine, but every once in a while under stress you might want to come up and hit and it's not releasing, and you'll find you'll have to come up here and strip it. One thing I was concerned about was if I did strip with my right hand, would be to push the magazine release and then hit the B.A.D on the way out. So with the bolt lock to the rear on an empty mag, if I came up to strip it, there was the possibility I could hit that on the way down and drop the bolt. But didn't really have any issues with that. I took a Dave Harrington carbine class, shot about 1,100 rounds through this with the B.A.D on there, and not once did I ever hit that and drop the bolt. So I don't think that's really an issue right now. Just something to be concerned about. If you do operate it, it is something you could do if you didn't have your thumb out of the way and came straight down like that. You could drop the bolt. But I kind of like it. Definitely speeds dropping the bolt. If I come up with a magazine, push, pull, drop it with my thumb, I can shoot from right here, or shoot while I'm going back forward. I don't have to shift my grip around and hit this, and doesn't take as long to get the gun back up and into the fight. You can even do it from this side if I wanted. If I was holding the mag well or something like this, and I needed to lock the bolt to the rear, I could just pull this open, lock that back if I needed to. Show it with a magazine out here.
How about compared to the Phase 5?
I ran a Phase 5 tactical one for a little while. It kind of stuck out a little bit more. It was their unit that replaced the entire bolt catch assembly there. It was pretty sturdy. I didn't have to worry about anything coming loose. But I mean, it was definitely, you couldn't use the Norgan Ambi release at all because it stuck out too far. And it came pretty close to it. I mean, you'd have to kind of come completely off the grip to push it around it. So with that on it, I mean, it was mandatory. You'd have to come up with your support side and release the magazine like that. So I definitely like this one a lot better than the Phase 5 unit.